Hey everyone, this is Leanne from Of Love and Shiplap and the founder of Sub That Tutorials and More. Please be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you never miss out on any of our new videos, and check the video description for a link to the new Sub That US mobile learning library app. Here you can find all of our tutorials for free and subscribe for exclusive content and community access. In this quick video, I'm going to show you how to use the iColor hot stamping foil. Now this comes in a variety of colors. I happen to have gold, silver, and some of the glitter ones on hand. And it's available in like nice size rolls, so you get a lot of use and a lot of bang for your buck. It's actually designed for apparel decoration, but we are going to be using it with our just a toner print. Now, what I love about this project as a whole is that it's so versatile. Using craft foils is a lot of fun. This is my first experience, and now I want to foil everything. But you don't actually need a white toner printer to do this project. You just need a toner printer, which means that you can pick up a single, just monochrome, which is all black, toner printer at your local Walmart, Amazon, Best Buy, whatever it is that you shop for electronics. And you can use that to print and then foil. So a nice little bonus for those of you who maybe don't have the investment of the bigger printer, but still want to be able to do fun projects like this. And not only is the hot stamping foil something you can use like this, but they also have a full line of Presto colored medias, which I have as well. There's different formulas, including one for paper, wood, and cardstock. So lots of fun things that you can do as long as you have a monochrome toner printer, and you can always work your way up to the iColor models, which have the full color, the white underprinting, and can print everything you can imagine from acrylic and neoprene to apparel and balloons and so much in between. So we've done a lot of fun tutorials on that. You can check all of those tutorials out for free in our white toner category playlist or the white toner library inside of the Sub That US mobile learning app. So this little foil project that I created, it was just designed to go with the commemorative collection of Scotch whiskey glasses. I wanted to really elevate the overall experience with this, and this was a fun way to do this. I just created like sort of like a certificate of authenticity vibe, except it says a certificate of significance. And then it says this item is decorated with a map of, and it leaves space for you to be able to enter what the map is on here. And then I put a cute little quote that says, "The best things in life are made of the people we love, the places we've been, and the memories we've made along the way." So I thought that this was very fitting for a commemorative glass concept that has a map on it. So I'm going to go ahead and show you this. It's such a quick and easy project. You guys are going to love it and love the potential versatility. And hopefully, like me, you're going to get really excited and want to foil everything. Let's pop over onto the computer and we'll get started. We're going to be setting up our project for printing in the iColor ProRip software. Because we are printing something that is solid black, you technically could print from any program, including directly from Affinity Designer. The first step is going to be to select the cue which we are going to be printing in. Because we are doing a solid black design, we are going to choose the CMYK cue. After you select your cue, be sure to check this graphic in the lower right-hand corner. This is going to illustrate the order which your toner cartridges should be and which toner cartridges should be in your printer. It's always good practice to check this and verify that your printer is set up accordingly so that you don't end up wasting materials. And I can tell you from experience, I have done it many times. Next, underneath our Cue tab, I'm going to choose the paper type that I am using. For this project, we're just going to select plain paper from that drop-down menu and then come to where it says paper type. And in this drop-down menu, I'm going to choose cardstock. I'm using just a regular generic cardstock that I have on hand, so this is the appropriate setting. And this is just going to make sure it's adjusted for the thickness of the paper. You can see the different paper weights are listed in here, as well as some common materials that you might choose to print on. Now, the default tray option is tray 1 for this project, but I find better luck using the bypass tray, so that's what I'm going to select. My page size is letter, so I don't need to make any changes there. I'm ready to go ahead and import my graphic. We'll click on the green plus sign in the top left of the screen to import your graphic. or your file, whatever it is that you have. Mine is just a PNG graphic that I made in Affinity Designer of this certificate of significance. You can download this for free on my website if you would like to use this for your own projects with or without foiling. We want to make sure that our project is not mirrored, which it is not selected for mirror. And if your imported document is too big, you'll see like this red border. Mine is perfectly sized, so I don't have that issue. You can double check your settings on the page tab to make sure everything is as it should be. It looks good. Because we're using the CMYK queue and it's a solid black design, there really isn't anything else for us to do. We can just go ahead and select our print and click on our rainbow printer to print this. Before I do that though, I'm going to switch the camera over to the white toner printer so that you can see it warming up and printing out. We are just printing on basic standard cardstock from the store. That's what I had on hand that I thought would be really cute for these little foil certificates. I have some various colors of the hot stamping foil from iColor. This is great with any toner based printer project. You can use this sort of item just like the Presto papers on any solid black print. I mean, it can be any print, but I'm saying that you can have a monochrome toner printer and you can use hot stamping foil with it pretty easily, which is fantastic. This is very similar to craft foil. I think that there's maybe just some differences in like the application itself, but I had bought a few rolls of this 2 years ago and I'm finally putting it to use. I got gold and silver and a couple of glitter ones, so I'm excited to do more projects. But for this little gift thing that I'm doing, this is perfect. We're going to be using our bypass tray, which is this one that pops out here. And we see that it says print side face down. That doesn't really matter with this because we're just printing on cardstock. So I do have my cardstock loaded and I'm gonna print a couple. I think I put 3 or 4 in there. I'm gonna print 3 or 4 copies just so I have some extras on hand, but I'll show you how to press one of them. All you have to do is select the rainbow printer in your ProRip software if you are using that, and it will send it off to print. Now it takes just a minute for this to warm up the first time you print, but when you print multiples, it spits them out very quickly, which you're about to see. This printer has the ability to print over 40 pages per minute when you are sending a consecutive or multiples job like this, which is fantastic in terms of productivity. Doesn't really matter what you're printing, whether you're printing for apparel or something else. In this case, we're doing more of a standard document printing, but I absolutely love this printer. So you can see they just pop right out the top. And we'll reach on up and grab one. Whoop. And there's our certificate. So now we're going to go ahead and head over to Blue the Fusion IQ and apply our hot stamping foil. I have Blue the Fusion IQ set to 230 degrees for 90 seconds with maximum pressure. You want the most maximum pressure you can possibly get when you do this project. Because I have the rubber mat on here, like most of us do, that's attached to my bottom platen, I decided to put a piece of thin wood. I think that this is 1/8 or 1/4 of an inch oak plywood, or under laminate, or something along those lines. It's just some thin wood. The reason why we're doing this is to prevent as much of a give that we would normally get from the rubber here. I did try using the laminator approach, which I see people really love, but I think my laminator just sucks, if I'm being honest. I've tried to use my laminator before and it's almost like it doesn't get hot enough. So I probably just need to get a new laminator. Feel free to try the lamination method if that's more of something that you would like. I'm going to do the heat press method because this is what seems to work for me. So all I did was cut a nice piece off my roll, and you can of course trim it down so you don't have any waste. And we're going to apply the toner side right to our stamping foil. Now I'm going to add just a few extra sheets of cardstock, just maybe like 2 of them, just so I can really give this as much pressure as possible. So we'll kind of get those up, put this over top, and then slide it back to process. So we're doing 230 degrees Fahrenheit, maximum pressure. You can see I've got that set at 9, which is the maximum pressure for my heat press, and 90 seconds. If you don't have a digital pressure gauge, what you're looking for is to have quite a bit of resistance when you go to close this. If it feels like you're struggling to close it, that's a good sign. It shouldn't feel impossible. If it feels impossible, you might have your pressure too tight. You don't want to do that because you can damage your heat press. But it should give you quite a bit of resistance when you push it down. So this will take, our few seconds here to process. And you can apply foil to really anything. If you don't want to completely foil a design like I'm doing here, you can also cut it into strips and just put it on small pieces. This hot stamping foil is actually perfect to use on toner-based designs, and you can apply it to vinyl. So I love that, like when you're doing something on apparel, that is actually what this is designed for. I just haven't gotten around to doing any kinds of projects with that. But with the holidays coming up, I might actually try and do something with it because now I'm loving the hot stamping foil. I want to use it for some few different things. So the instructions for the hot stamping foil actually don't have anything about using it on like cardstock or paper. So I did have to do a little bit of trial and error, and this is what I figured out worked. So this is what we're going with. Now you'll know that it's good when it looks, like it's really pressed in. We're gonna let it cool. So what I'm gonna do is just push that back, pull this off, and tilt you guys down. It only takes a few seconds to cool, honestly. But the cooling it is gonna make sure everything is bonded. And after much trial and error, I discovered that peeling this hot was not the answer I thought it was gonna be. So give it a good little rub. Let it cool down. It's almost cool. I mean, I let it get till it was cold and I got the best results. So we're about there, I think. So go ahead and peel it back. And ta-da! I've actually never used stamping foil before, so this was a fun project. We got great coverage. We did get a little bit of residue, but that's probably just from our extra papers and stuff. We're gonna trim that off so it's not too big of a deal. But we got our beautiful coverage, and now these are ready to cut apart and trim. I'm gonna be able to put the name of whatever on here. I'm actually gonna use the eMark Create from, I believe it's from Romark, because I love the idea of being able to just run that across here. But you can always do it in pen, or if you have nice handwriting. I don't love my handwriting, so I'm going to do that other option. But there is a quick guide to using iColor's hot stamping foil on cardstock. Thank you so much for joining us, and have a great rest of your day.